Hey guys, welcome. I assume you know why we're here. I'm going to beat the Aether dimension with Jim. In this episode we will start with the first boss. If you're wondering why I'm using a different voice, it's because I've changed editing app. I believe the editing app I use impacted quality, so I'm going to test it by switching for this video. So without more blabbing, I'll start with the basics, and get back to when I've started making progress. I think over there looks like a dungeon, but I'm not very sure, since I'm playing the Aether blind. Also, this editing site doesn't let me speed up clips past 2x, so this will probably be a lot more long-winded of a video. I found this really cool. Because of Flight or Fight mod, Jim is able to help me out against enemies. We were rewarded with an HR petal. What does it do? Before I even look, I can tell this mod can get annoying really fast, jittering me about, flinging me. That really is not fun. I'm going to cut to when I have tools and possibly some food, because this isn't very productive, and I like stuff to go smoothly. And we are back. I found some neat stuff with the tools, such as they drop double stuff, which is very useful. I also took some time to learn a bit about the mod, and to gather more resources. However, that knowledge will come in later videos, as I did the research after the video. Not very smart, huh? I kind of was playing around, testing what would work, when I made these tools. During this next magic snap of my finger, a cut if you couldn't tell, I mainly did training for Jim, and progressed forward, trying to look for any abnormal structures. I had a basic idea of progression. Alright, I know there is a massive cut here. I cut out like 5 minutes worth from the last segment to here, but it was just mining and exploring. Nothing funny happened, nothing cool. I don't really have that luck, sadly, but I did find the bronze dungeon. I saw its entrance while island hopping. Before I fight the boss, I would like to prepare some food, as shown by what I'm doing here. As I was hunting for food and armor, I found a shiny spupa. For the remaining 2 shinies I find in this video, I spin a wheel, because originally this journey was meant to be only with Jim. Well, unlucky. Not long after, I found another shiny. I think you can guess how this one went. A single moonstone. I didn't have footage of me killing the spupa, but I did. It also had nothing to drop, so I can't even prove it like that. But here, dead. For food and for leather, killing cows was vital to keep myself alive. My trusty skyroot sword swung and hit, often missing as I mercilessly called cows to utilize their resources, as I was just about ready to fight the dungeon boss. Around this time, I had done some research, namely into crafting an altar, capable of repairing my Aether tools, and crafting myself a new and improved golden air cloud, as mine was breaking. Now, it was finally time to raid this dungeon, but first some armor. This altar I made was powered by ambrosium shards, which repaired and created items. It was amazing, but costly. Despite playing through blind, I had seen clips of other people in mod packs and knew about the strange rune slime things and mimics, so I was on my toes. This was also the first time I came in contact with accessories, an addition made by the Aether mod to passively power you up. Unfortunately, I only found a lame iron ring, which just stood there and looked pretty. I could argue that Jim was just as much as a gremlin, but he keeps me safe, Plus he can go on my shoulder, and who doesn't love a portable protector? Anyway, throughout the dungeon I collected many items, some helpful, some out of curiosity. Without the Smite, I do not think I could have made it through the boss that lurked ahead. Golden Dart Shooter seemed good, but I'd have to collect a lot more to get ammo, so I held off on making any additions to my tools for right now. By this point, I could quickly and efficiently deal with mimics without the need of Jim. That being said, he was a bit roughed up from his fights. Here it was, the glimmer, the sparkle, the noise that set me haywire, hunting for over 30 minutes for this little shiny. It had better have been worth it, maybe a Tropius, although rare, it would be a powerful member. Eventually after a while, I found it. It was an amazing Sunkern. Well, I decided to call it Colonel with an A, because I thought it would be fitting for a female Sunkern, as Kern in Sunkern's name is short for Colonel. This was my third shiny today, although it was the one I wanted the least. It would be a shiny. Of course, I was given the go-ahead to catch the shiny, weakest Pokemon of all time. How lovely. Jim and Colonel are the same size however, so I'm sure they'd be great friends. I didn't expect to find a shiny, let alone 3, so I had no way of getting Pokeballs to catch it. So, because of this, I had to get one. The Great Inventory of the Sky, creative. Admittedly, I did kill 2 shinies, and let the wheel decide, so I felt it was fair. Plus, it wasn't an unfair advantage, it was a Sunkern. With my now duo, I set off for the boss, this weird cube. Prior to this, I did look at the boss, and learned damage could only be dealt via a pickaxe, so, lucky I looked, this was intense. Around halfway into the fight, I turned the music up so you guys could hear. This was a long boss fight, and this video as of right now is one of the longest I've done behind my introduction video. Please enjoy. Up until I turn up the music, the volume will be raised, fair warning. I was struggling, bad, but I soon developed a technique. I dub it, run around the center square. One of I think 2 times I almost died in this boss. In hindsight, I don't know why I didn't get Jim or Colonel to distract it. At this point it occurred to me, oh, hey, this is a Minecraft entity, I can probably crit it. Lo and behold, I could. Volume turning back down now. Somehow I think the music awoke my inner boss destroyer, as I started doing numbers on him from out of nowhere. Here, this was it. The second time I almost died, I got comboed 3 times, and got knocked to 3 halves. Correction, half a heart, that is insane. Here, I didn't know about a phase 2, so I was confused and slightly scared, but it just turned out he was faster. I did it, bronze dungeon, cleared, slider boss, dead, editing now. I see its name contains a controversial group, so YouTube, if you see this, I did not at all mean for it to appear. The names for the boss of this mod are randomly generated.